Hello and welcome back to another Patreon replay analysis. So today we're looking at CloudN9nee, one of my favorite names to say whenever I'm doing one of the podcasts. So I was very behind with Cloud9. He was in the midst of building a computer throughout February, so we didn't get a chance to do his March one, his February one, and then now with everything, as I'm going to say in all the videos, unfortunately, I have been pretty chaotic for the second half of March as the coronavirus and other things going on has really changed how my work has been rolling, and I've been needed for a lot of different things at different hours. But at the end of the day, no excuses. I have been quite late, so I'm making them up now, and we're going to make up Cloud9's February one very soon. So I just want to thank you, Cloud9, for your patience, man. It's been tough, but I'm glad that you're still with us and you're still playing RL and you're having fun, and you're in the PC Master Race, so big shout outs there. So happy to see you here. I'm excited to get into these and go from there. It was always fun doing your YouTube video ones. They made me laugh with the alarms going off in the background, things like that, but nonetheless, I'm really excited to get into this. So let's dive right in. So he didn't give me any ups, downs, things, left, rights, whatever you want to call it, but he gave me the two replays. So I haven't gone a little longer on a lot of the replays, so I might only get through one. We will see, but I might try to save some points to really get into the second one for you anyways. So let's dive right in, spare no time, and go from there. So yeah, let's do it. Very close camera. I'm going to throw that out there right away. But I do find breakup players tend to do this a lot, so not surprised. Not at all. But yeah. All right, away, let's talk about this. What's a standard threes rotation? We have our 1 going into the corner, we have our 2 going into the neutral zone, and our 3 coming to the side to support. What question is, what happens when the ball comes right in the middle? Who goes? And so I think, I could be wrong. Let me check. Are you solo queuing? You might be. You are. So especially when solo queuing, it can be quite hard to tell who should be going for a ball. Right now, and this is going to be my piece of advice for you for all solo queuers, always assess what you see. You are currently the last player back, therefore you see every single player on the field. So you have the most information, therefore you can make the best educated guess as to what to do on a play, and so you should keep it that way. So as we roll forward here, as we make our way down the field, and this ball pops out into the middle, you are in a great position. White Mamba hasn't challenged very far, so he'll be going for this. So you should slam the brakes right now. You shouldn't go any further. You should stop well before that neutral line. Don't go past this line that I've just drawn. Stay here. Let him go for his touch. You see already that your teammate is also quite close to you. A little too close. A little closer than we would like. So he's going to be inching up this way. So especially if White Mamba misses, we already know we got the coverage here. And if both miss, you are currently in a fantastic angle that you could easily curve back to your net and head right back the other way. So where you currently are is a phenomenal position. I don't want you to waste it. So when you end up inching up, I didn't get rid of the things. Thought I did. There we go. When you start inching up like this, woo, we're all tight now, right? We're all kissing in here, right? We're all cuddling up. So I don't want to see this, right? I want you hard stopping behind there. Be the smartest player on the field. Be the best player on the field, and don't overcommit to stuff like this and start rolling yourself back. I see you see it right away. You're like, oh, and you get out of there, which is great. Let's just start trying to think a little more in advance and quicker so that we don't have to overly commit to those, right? And be too deep. So just as a note there. Good touch off the wall. I do want to see you trying to get these balls quicker, right? So you do a great job going to your straight cam. I wish you stayed in it a little longer. So right here, ball pops over your head. Instantly, right now, I go to straight cam when I'm in this position, and then you do too. And so the best part about doing that is that you can tell the ball is pretty distant. You see the inside circle to the outside circle is pretty distant, so it's probably going to hit the wall, right? You can kind of assess that pretty quick. So you'll probably be wanting to drive in this direction in straight cam, because the hope is that you can touch it on the side of your car right here, so that you roll it back up the wall, come back around and clear it out, right? That sounds like a lot, but all you're trying to do is just kill time at this point, right? Both your teammates committed, so you're just trying to keep the ball in this area, not in the middle of your net. So you're going to want to stay in straight cam here, not go back to ball cam. And if we watch it slow, you can see it. And keep driving so that you could catch it on the side of your car, but you didn't catch it. And now you're kind of hard stuck having to make a tough play with fresh jewel pod all over you. You get a great 50, a fantastic 50. But this ball, as we all know, is still incredibly dangerous because it's rolling in front of your net right now, and that could have been avoided if you had gotten that touch earlier. So try to keep that in mind for that corner play. Corners tend to be the most awkward for almost all players, so you're not alone if that was just like ooh, I'm awkward kind of feeling. So pushing yourself to go for those kind of touches now is going to help you massively in the future, because then you're going to be able to play them way quicker than most of the people at your rank, which will be really, really huge. So try to keep that in mind. Good follow. Good beat. Does he do it? He does it. CloudN9nee should be playing for CloudN9nee. Great cuts there, man. Beautiful offense. I love the turnaround. All came from your great save. But like I said, I do want to see you trying to push yourself a little more in those corners there. And we're just getting a roll in. We're just getting a roll in. Interesting no flip kickoff. I'm on board. I'm with it, but I hope you know that there are obviously faster options, and so it definitely comes down to your like ability or need to do one. Okay, let's take a look at this bad boy. So we come in, love it right away, dude. The fact that you, because I know I brought it up, the fact that you're already following these pad lines and coming back to net, amazing. Absolutely adore it. I'm not gonna harp on this too much because I'm sure you know. Be careful of the big bad post. The posts suck for trying to make saves, right? And so when you come in, follow that line, and then I want to see a drift right now, right? As soon as you see that you're facing that post, you're probably not going to make it with just a standard turn, so do a quick little drift. You see the ball could be dangerous, and so if you're on the ground, actually both you and White Mamba make the exact same mistake and go up off the post, and unfortunately can't get there for that save. So try to keep that in mind, right, when you're coming to that back post, because even though it didn't feel like it, this is actually your ball, because you are the one rotating to the back post right now. It beat White Mamba technically, so this has to be your ball. So try to keep that in mind, and the only way that I could potentially give you a little more is you're pretty good with it right now, so you can see you come in, you get your full boost, straight cam, your back to ball cam to see where it is, but you don't even look. See how quick you tap it? So like, I like that you have the muscle memory, but you're not actually gaining anything from doing it, and I'd rather you be in ball cam right now. So for me, I do the opposite. So when I'm coming back, I'll be ball cam, straight cam to line myself up for the jump, and so I see that I'm lined up. Now I stay in ball cam while I drive to the back post, so I know what's going, because you come here and you're like, oh, when you turn, I guarantee, my head says that's probably your reaction, is like you turn, you're like, oh my god, a ball, and so now you have to get up to this. It's a panic, and now we don't get there, right? And so that's the big thing of like, really try to stay in ball cam for that information gathering when you're going. You should only be in straight cam to line yourself up, and then instantly back into ball cam when you're going. Good challenge. Bump. Careful, the triple. So you've turned out. Your body language has told your entire team that you don't want this ball, right? The second that you do this, and you need to commit to that, okay? That's what you need to settle in with now. You've told them you don't want this ball, so you should leave. You should not turn back for it, because the second you turn back for it, your boys behind you are like, bruh, you just cut in front of me. Like, you just took my ball. And then when that pops up over him, and he's then like, I gotta hit this, we then have Intoxicable being like, oh, bruh, you both cut me off, right? And so all of you were wrong in some capacity. Like, no one was like the cardinal sinner there, but it did start from you choosing to go back for that ball that the chaos ensues. And what a screenshot this is, eh? What a Rocket League picture this ends up being. But try to keep that in mind, right? Of like, body language of solo queuing is massive. So when you are coming in for a ball and you turn out and you're like, oh no, just kidding, I want it, you're fooling everybody on your team, everybody on the field at that rate, right? And instead we end up getting a pretty unfortunate triple commit there. And a lot of team bumping. But good job recovering all the way back. Good. Dude, I love it. So, huge here. I'm just going to highlight this because this is a massive positive. You have plenty of boost. So, one, I don't even think you need to flip again. Like, I don't think you need to go all the way back because there's plenty of boost already in your tank and you have plenty of pads around you. But I love that you get the pad, you assess that you don't need the full one, and you're already turned back into the play. Never stop doing this. This is a beautiful, beautiful style. I just want you to do it sooner. You went all the way back into this big loop. I want you turning just like that and then back into the play, because you had 70 when you were making that play. And from that little drive back, all you did was gain about 20, right? So I want you making that cut sooner, but I love that you're already thinking about that. That's so, so important right here. Good positioning in general. Good back and forth. You know what I really like about this again, and I'm going to highlight a positive. Watch your nose. You're switching left, and so you're right, and now you're left, and now you're right, and now you're left. That's perfect, because whether you know it or not, and anybody who's watching that maybe because I forget, unfortunately, CloudN9, I forget what rank you are, but this easily is like diamond to champ like level of thinking of that. You notice he's constantly assessing the risk of the ball and where it's going. So right now there's nobody here that can hit the ball this way, therefore facing this way is going to be no help, so he turns to face this way. If we go back just a smidge, right now, we have White Mamba in a position to pop this ball in the middle, so we're facing this way. There's currently nobody facing the ball from this direction, therefore facing this way is worthless. So the ability to read this play, and I pray there are other people other than Cloud9 watching this that can learn something from this, because this is at its core some of the best positional Rocket League you can possibly do, and people who work with me one-on-one with coaching know I talk about it a lot. I will always say 45s to the net or to the corner. That's it. And so where he is right now, you notice the angles that I've drawn. He is constantly facing at a 45-degree angle to the net, or when he turns the other way, he is facing at a 45-degree angle to the wall. And that's what this should always be, because you're giving yourself, when you're facing, let's say we're facing this way, okay? So let's delete everything. So we're facing this way. Instead, he is now giving himself the option to cut off. He's giving himself the option to turn around, and he's giving himself the longest option, like I said, but he knows, because no one's going to be there, to turn back into the net to come on, which is, like we already said, the longest. But he's playing an incredibly safe game over in this corner. We get rid of all this. He's facing this way. He is now ready for a pass when his other teammate is not, so he has a good shooting opportunity. He's ready, if this guy leaves, to curl in and become the challenger. And then finally, if this ball somehow pinches, gets boomed up over his head, and goes all the way downfield, he's already in a position where he can turn around and play that recovery. So that's why these 45s are so huge, is you're giving yourself the most amount of options by doing it. And watching Cloud9 flip back and forth here, absolutely stellar positioning, and it pays off, because unfortunately you rush to touch Cloud9. I'm not gonna harp on that too much, but it pays off tenfold in the fact that you could have made a little bit of a bigger play here, purely based on that positioning, and that is by far the best part of your game I've seen thus far. Absolutely impeccable positioning. I love to see it. I'm not a fan of waiting on this boost, so you beat this guy. I want you boosting already, pointing to the ground, into a diagonal flip, supersonic, full tilt at this ball, because you stop, and then your guy intoxicable, I don't even know. I'm just going to, into cable, we'll say into cable. Into cable is, then he sees you're not going, and he decides to go instead. And like, what do we really gain from you waiting on that boost? Basically nothing, right? Other than just being a safe player. And that's kind of what I want you to look at there, of that I'd rather see you pushing yourself to be fast and to be agile there, and making the plays that you want. Good look for the demo. Great boost steal. Great offensive plays. Unfortunately, big whiff from your teammate. Oh, we wish we had those back. But nonetheless, you had a great play there, man. Good speed. Double it. I dare you. This is what I want you going up for, right? Start pushing yourself, okay? You see this go up, get in ball cam, get ready to jump, try to read it, right? You are at a rank and a skill level now that you can start trying these a lot more, right? I want you to miss them. I want you to take these risks. But realistically, what is the risk here, right? You're going to fly up to this. You're going to miss. You're going to hit their wall. You're going to drive out and cycle back. He's going to come through. He's going to pick up your miss and boom it downfield. You already have two teammates behind you. There's no other offensemen that are waiting here, or defensemen in this case, which would turn into offensemen. And there's no risk to trying, right? But when you take your time and you wait for it to come off the wall, like this, you're putting your chances into a 50 rather than your skill alone. And I'd much rather you push your skill alone rather than play the chances of a 50 in this situation, because I think you'll find a much higher success rate once you get over that mental kind of blockade that you're putting up. But nonetheless, good 50. Way to grab the boost, or attempt to grab the boost, and work your way out. Eat that up. Beautiful. Good job saving your boost. Move into the 2 position. I love it. You're in a Gucci position for a shot. Great job. Take some bodies. I love it. Dude, the rotations are flawless. Absolutely flawless rotations. You looked fantastic working through these. Unfortunately, that was one of your teammates cutting. I will say, and this comes back to the solo queue mentality. Is this your spot? Yes. Do I encourage you to be here? Probably no. And the reason I say probably no is because I think there's some more value if you are further back, like you were doing when I was praising you for your positioning, when you see just how many people are stuck in there, right? There's a lot of bodies in there. So you challenging has such a low chance of being successful to a goal that it's just not worth it. And that's a huge solo queue mentality of like, just play the risk, and the risk here does not match the reward. So I really don't see it as worth it here. And you can see it through when you come in. Yeah, you get up, you get a touch, but you unfortunately, when your teammate's double committed, all it did was pop back in the middle because there's obviously no one to pass to when you come in there. So like, your touch ends up being worthless because if both your teammates are in deep, who's going to be there for a pass in the long run, right? Nobody. So that's why there is actually some value to sitting back a little bit on those ones. And now you were just playing possession instead, right? Good job assessing that. That wasn't a great touch. Same thing. Okay, so this solo queue pops over. You see this, you're like, oh, my ball, of course. Do I agree? Oh, yeah, I do. But this is your ball, through and through. It doesn't matter in solo queuing. This guy, we already know into cable, is going to be there. And there's a very high likelihood that he's going to go for it based on what we've seen and just based on his positioning right now. So just go to net. Be okay with it. Be the bigger person. Be the better player who is going to be safe, knowing that into cable is going to hit this, which he does. And you're not now stuck in with all three of your bodies in this corner, as we can see right now, right? Like, we're seeing a lot of this right now, and that's what we got to try to address and change in general. And I think you could gain a lot from being that guy who is actually assessing that, looking at it, and making those plays. Great positioning in net. Beautiful play. No comments at all, honestly. You just great, solid rotations. Good turn. Pass the middle. Great job. Teammate. Nice try, man. Good boost steal. Rotate right back. I love it. I love it. And like, this is what I brought up before. You're very twitchy with your ball cam. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Like, what information are you really gathering by doing so? Because that's the only reason you should be doing this, other than you having a twitch. Like, it should be purely for information gathering, and I don't, unless you have like hyper sight that you're able to pull information in like a millisecond, sure, please keep doing what you're doing, but I don't. So I would recommend being a little more intentional when you're switching between the cameras so you can see what you need, right? So you just go to net, great, you're on net, and you go from there. I'm seeing this a lot right now of you touching this wall, and honestly, I think it might hurt you more than it helps you, and so you might want to try to be a little more cognizant of this, because often you're going to get yourself stuck on this post if you really build that muscle memory to land on it. And like, when I tell you go back pose, I don't mean touch it, right? And so that's a big part right now, and so I don't want to see you get burned for just being in what feels like good positioning. Please. Oh, good save. Try to get your nose on this, right? So like, right now you're in a beautiful spot, and this might be my mechanical thing to talk to you about then, and like what I recommend. Shots you shouldn't miss if you played it / if you have it. If you haven't, look it up. It's a phenomenal trading pack. Trains shots just like this, and for this exact reason of you should not miss this shot. You have a wide open net right now. You should hit it with power on net. But when you turn out and then side flip, you're going to get significantly less power than where right now you diagonal flip. Literally right where you are, you just diagonal flip and start trying to get those boomers right into the middle of the net. So that would be my big note right now for you. That's twice now that I think I've seen you side flip into shots rather than diagonal flip and get the most power out of them. So start practicing those diagonal shots, because I promise you, with the breakout, man, if you get good like a dead on diagonal hits with the corner of that car, it hits absolute cannons with the breakout. A couple guys that I play with in the 1900 level swear by the breakout because they hit absolute bangers with it. But when I use it, I find I hit a lot of softies, but whenever I do get that perfect corner on, it is an absolute cannon machine. So I really do recommend practicing these shots, because you're going to start noticing you are booming the ball on net. Because when you side flip this, look how slow she is, right? Plenty of time for him to get in for the save. Don't get me wrong, still a fantastic save, but you could have secured that goal, right? And secured this one a little earlier. Holy. All right. Good demo. I love the demo mentality, man. You're really, really killing it with that. Beautiful. Good patience. One more. Good try. I love it. That's what I want from you, right? You're being intentional with these touches. You're not just throwing it away. You're being intentional every single time. Good. Double save. Well done. I think what I love the most about this is you didn't get in your teammate's way, right? You just waited just to get in, like, a body in the way of the ball, but you didn't hit your teammate out of the way by trying to panic and get a big save right away. Good pass out. Fortunately, no teammate there. Good try. This is the same thing I'm talking about, right? Is this your ball? Yes. Do you go to it? No, right? And that's the solo queue mentality. We don't need to go for these balls when you see everybody piled up on it, right? Be the smarter player. Be the person that doesn't overcommit to these things, because now in most high-level lobbies, there's no reason this isn't a goal against, but luckily it's not. Good 50 from your teammate there. I will say this feels like a very small thing. Be careful. Right now, you're in the number 2 position. You're moving into that neutral zone. So if I'm your teammate right now, I'm be moving to your left to try to get into the spot. And you can see he does, right? So he sees you in the middle. He's like, oh, I need to be in the left. And now you both have committed to the left. And he's like, oh, shit, I need to go to the right now. Right? And now, just because you went in for that instead of him, we don't have anybody in the neutral zone to make that play. Such a small thing, but so important to be aware of when you're playing, that you, again, with body language, have committed to the neutral zone, right? And then you see the ball go to the left, and you instantly go to the left. This may not feel like chasing, but this at its core is chasing, right? Like, that is actually ball chasing. So you need to be cognizant of that your body language told a very different story from what you actually did for your teammate, and now he wasn't able to be in position because of that, right? So small, very, very small, but very important to be aware of. Double flip reset. Let's see it. One good touch. Boom! Good goal, buddy. Great, absolutely fantastic goal. Boom! Another great goal. This is another one for me, and so I'll end the win on this, and then we'll go move over to the loss for about 10 minutes. Why are you so far out, right? We see White Mamba is playing in the number 3. He's waiting right. Sorry, the number 2. Jeez, man, I've been scrubbing the numbers all day. He's sitting in the number 3. Why are you not sitting in the number 2, right? Like, why are you not closer? Because White Mamba sees that nobody's there, and he moves into it, right? He moves into that spot, and then you guys end up double committing. You're already leading by this point, so it's not that impactful. But you see right away, he's like, wow. He's like, where's my teammate? So I guess I'm going to go instead. He misses, and you end up getting it. But what was the point in us waiting in the first place, right? And so that's a big thing that I really want to make sure I make you aware of and kind of identify there. Now we need to find your loss. Maybe it's this bad boy. Let's see. No, this is not. I'm gonna feel bad if I can't find it right now. Maybe it didn't get put in. Let's try another one. Here, let me quickly put it in. Technical difficulties. Uno momento. As I'm showing you the chaos here. KKK. We should be Gucci. Let's see if we can find her now. This one maybe? CloudN9nee, we did it! Let's get us on our boy, shall we? Where's the hero? There he is. New car. Chilling like a villain. It's showtime. Alright. We go to LeBron James by accident. Where are you now? You're over there. Ooh, that's a big clump in the middle. Good clear. I love the look of your car, man. Really, really, the Yankee wheels really bring it together. Good positioning here. Why are we waiting? Right? Oh, good infield though. But why are we waiting? Right? Ball pops out, boost. Let's see it. Speed, aggression. You turn out, then you turn back in. If this guy chose ball over boost, which he should have, he would have beat you by a mile, right? Why are we not rushing this? Why are we not making the plays to keep this ball in under pressure? You end up having a fantastic infield, and your teammate should have been there. Don't get me wrong, but you can see probably why LeBron James felt like he had to be safe here. He sees you going in, you turn out, and he's like, right? He doesn't know. He doesn't know where it's coming because you don't look intentional, right? Body language. I brought it up last time, literally in the last game. I'm going to keep bringing it up. Go for it. Take him. Oh, good try. Why are we going? Hey. Why are we going? Right? You take the body, you miss. Go back post. No questions, right? There's not even a remote. There's no reason to still be here. You go back post. You already have a teammate at the front post who can make this play, right? What have you done now other than sit on the wall? Technically nothing, right? And like, was that goal inherently your fault? No, not at all. But it would have been so much smoother if you just went back post, and it's the body language to show your teammates that they need to go. I hope that makes sense, and like I hope I'm not being too hard on you. Please let me know. But it's like you are a very solid player, like one of the better ones that I do replay reviews for, like a very, very solid player. And I don't want you making truthfully dumb mistakes, right? Like that. I don't want you losing games because of them. So I'm gonna be very hard on you and stuff like this because I know you know better and I know you can do it. So I'm gonna continue to be hard on you there. But that's a very, very big thing that should not be happening. Same thing. Why are we committing, right? Should this be your ball? Yes. Same thing. Like this should be your ball. Apex is there. Back up, right? Don't be on the wall. Don't be up in his grill. Let him do his thing. See what he pulls off. He doesn't pull up anything, and now both of you are committed into the game, and they easily could have capitalized again on you, right? Good job on the back post this time. Great rotations all around. Looks great. Join him now. In there. Get in the game. Right with him. Give him someone. Why are all three of us all together? Why are we not already boosting into the middle to give him a pass, right? He had nothing, so he just kept driving. We want to be in the neutral zone there. Help him out. Give him an option, right? Give him something. Show him you're there. And in the long run, if he misses the first, second, third, fourth, fifth pass in the long run, and every single time he sees you waiting there, eventually most players, I promise you, most players will wake up, right? Most players will actually send that pass along, and it's something you got to try to play for. Get in there, full speed. Full speed, right? Why did it take us so long? There's no reason that we're hesitating this much. Especially the thing that got me here. Watch. One, why are we not already boosting? But why are we in straight cam, right? Like, that we need to, like, we don't, what are we gaining from this view right now, right? And you instantly just change back to ball cam, then back to straight cam, then back to ball cam. And I brought this up last game, like, you seem very twitchy on the camera, and I actually am worried that's a detriment to you. Like, that's why I'm pointing this out, because I do think this could be a detriment, because you're putting yourself in positions where you're not always knowing exactly what's going on. And if you were in ball cam, I think you would have seen that they've been incredibly slow to this ball the entire time, and you could have boosted now, and then you went, right? Like you would have had way more opportunity rather than just taking this 50 and nearly making a great play. Please don't get me wrong, but you are so much faster than a lot of these players in the field, and I feel like you're really limiting yourself, and that does make me sad. Why I'm being very hard on you for it, because I don't want you limiting yourself at all. Like, I think you have a high skill ceiling, but it's your mental ceiling that you're almost like you're shortening the ladder, right? Like, you're shortening the height of the actual skill you have. Great recovery out of the end. On it. Let's see it, right? Boom! This is what we want. Why haven't we done this every time? That was perfect. We've now caused them to stress. We've caused pressure. Your teammates should have scored that, right? Like, just because you decided to be a little faster to that ball, we generated more offense than you've generated all game. Good job to the back post. Awkward. I'll be honest here. I don't know why we're drifting around this way, right? So you go... You see the ball coming over. As soon as you see that, stay in ball cam. Hit the quick little drift to the left. Let's pop out the car this way, right? Catch the ball. Start working your way out instantly. Boom. We're on it, right? You have the skill for it. I've seen it. Let's see it. Let's see you push yourself. But instead, you're worried about your teammates. You're worried about the pressure, and you just sit in the net. And you can see They're just waiting for you. They don't really know what you're doing. And then he goes for it, right? And we don't want that. I want you setting the tone. I want you setting the pace. You're the best player on this field. Let's see you use it, all right? Let's see you actually work that. Good try. Another missed shot opportunity, sadly. Good job going to net. Both your players are there. Apex should go. Love it. Perfect. Good job. That looked a little awkward towards the beginning, and that's what I'm talking about. You set the tone here. You showed Apex instantly with your body language. When both of you happened to recover at the same time, you both turned out. You drove away. Apex is like, perfect. I got it. Right? That's the body language we should see every single time. That was flawless, CloudN9. Great job. Same thing. Why are we behind? See, so what I'm seeing a lot with specifically just like your positioning right now, because you tend to be this third man a lot, you're putting yourself in a line with your team, right? That should not be the case. We should be a triangle. The best rotation is a triangle. Triangles are the strongest shape. We have LeBron James in the corner, Apex here, and you in the neutral zone, right? Because now you're giving yourself options. We can boom downfield, and you're going to have a teammate here who can follow, or we can switch out as they change up. Or, as I said, he can pass in the middle, and now you have a shooting opportunity. Or you can pass to the corner, and they can put you right. You see how there's way more options when you do this, and you're limiting you and your team by not joining this play. Oh, big save. Same thing, right? Is this your ball? Yes. Should you wait to see what Apex does? Yes. Right? You see him looking at it. You should just be watching him right now. Does he go up? He does? Great. I'm not going to go. The worst part about solo queuing is to win, you have to be the bigger person. If you have teammates that are going for too much, if you want to be the one winning, you're going to have to be the bigger person in all these situations. So that's what we're going to need to see from you. Good challenge. Sets up the pass. Sets up the banger. Easy money. Great job, CloudN9. Great pass. Well, great 50 into the pass. Good positioning. A lot of double commits from your team right now. So this is where you want to be staying safe, right? Just you got to get your pads, stay tight. But why are we crossing field, right? What is your positioning right now, right? Like what are you attempting with this? Where right now when you come around, great. Teammate's got one ball. You know you have a teammate in net right now who's going to be making his way out. So you should be staying on the right to see what he does. If he comes up the middle here and stays in the middle, cool. You can now move behind him and support on that side. If the opposite happens and he comes and he does what you did earlier and he's like, oh, I should be over here, and switches over, great. Now you turn and come into the middle, right? That's what, like I said, you need to be the bigger person if you have the most information. You do currently have the most information because you were behind the two of them, so you have to use it. When you cross across, you hit one, you then grab a pad, and now we have this weird little line of the three of you are all basically in between the neutral zone and their defensive box, not really doing anything, right? And now this guy almost dribbled to complete to the end, if not for your 50. So like that's what I'm talking about with the positioning. Like I really am going to keep pushing you to be the bigger person, especially since you do a lot of solo queuing, and I want to make sure that you're able to work with that. Oh, good attempt from LeBron James. Good attempt from CloudN9nee. Oh, all right, a little saucy. I'm with you. Big pass. Good. I like the aerial. I'm on board with it. It's good speed. Good 50. Fantastic job. Super on board. Boom! Well done. See if you can take a boost. Love it. Perfect gameplay, man. Great job. Good break. I love it. See how you break there and you wait? I love the stick checks. Fantastic. Right? Why are we cheating in? You see all five right now. You see every single player on the field. It's not your ball, right? Even if it's your ball, it's not your ball, right? You got to stay back. This isn't your shot. You see so many people on bodies there. So the second he hits this by you, despite nobody being able to score on their own end, this goal does unfortunately fall on you, right? Because you decided to challenge there. We cannot be challenging. So much this game have you had the most information on the field, and I just feel like we're not using it well enough, or we're not making the decisions to match it, and this is going to be a big thing for you. Good positioning there. Good try on the pass. hit. Get in there, BB. Good challenge. Well done. Good try. All right, sweet. So I hope you gained some stuff there. I think I covered quite a bit, at least in terms of positioning for you. Man, you got the hell of a skill, dude. Like you look like such a good player, and I feel like you don't utilize it enough, right? So the two biggest things I saw was, one, if you're solo queuing, know that you're the best player and abuse that. Use it as much as you can. If you're the sixth man all the way at the other end of the field, or like at least close to the play, but you can see everybody, don't go in ever, right? Like that's what you keep getting caught for it, and I don't want you to look like a bad player when in reality you are actually an incredibly strong player. The other big part, like I had said, is that I love that you're using your speed. I love seeing what it is, but it makes me sad when you're not fully using it, right? So I think you're putting this mental block on your actual skill, and I think you got to start kind of trying to address that where you can. And so for an actual mechanic, I would really recommend the shots you shouldn't miss, and try only, because you use a lot of these plank cars, only diagonal flip shots. So hitting perfectly with the corner of your car. I'm going to draw it again just so you see. So only right here should you be hitting shots like that, and it should always be a diagonal flip. So you should be hitting the ball through, meaning the ball should be right here whenever you're hitting it. Should be where the ball is. It's a pretty good circle. So that's where you should be trying to go for. Those kind of shots, you'll really start to kind of harness the power of the breakout in these plank cars if you really can master that. So that's my big advice for you now. That's my deliverables. So thank you so much for sending this. I apologize once again for the delay. It means the world to me that you've been so patient, and I'm excited to get into your April ones very soon. So I will talk to you soon. This has been another Patreon replay analysis. I've been Combo. Thank you so much for watching, listening, or however you're partaking in this medium, and I will leave it there. Bye for now.